the Terrorism Suppression Act 2002 for coordinated ideological acts. The tension was immediate and unrelenting. A foreign-born ideology was executed locally. The country confronted live-stream terror and a manifesto calculated for spectacle and fear. The law could not pretend this was an ordinary case. It wasn't a dispute. It was a program. Tarrant breached these by methodically planning and executing dual mosque shootings during Friday prayers, live-streaming the 51 murders and 40 attempted killings to amplify anti-Muslim terror. Prosecutors drew a straight line from planning to execution to impact, a strategy to instill fear and to single out Muslims at worship. Life imprisonment without the possibility of parole on each of the 51 counts of murder, alongside sentences for attempted murder and terrorism. It was the first time such a sentence had been handed down in New Zealand. The court said the principles were clear. Denunciation, deterrence, and community protection were paramount. The sentence aimed to ensure Tarrant would never be released. The Terrorism Suppression Act mandates indefinite detention for such irreparable threats, operationalized here as whole-life terms without review to neutralize recidivism risks. In the courtroom, families and survivors filled the space with grief that had clarity. They spoke to the intent behind the attacks. This was an attempt to erase, to silence, to frighten. Digital planning traced his steps. Recordings demonstrated that the crime was built to be seen. The live stream and the 1,500-page manifesto supplied the ideology and the target selection. Together, they proved intent, premeditation, and ideological targeting. The prosecution's approach tracked the way modern courts meet extremist crime. Show the plan. Show the tools. The law takes the megaphone away and replaces it with a sentence. Victim impact statements placed a moral frame on the legal one.
Is a loner, a big fat loser.
One family member called him a loner, a big fat loser, a coward, and a pathetic human being.
You deserve to be buried in a landfill.
Another said, "You deserve to be buried in a landfill." The statements made clear that the attack aimed to terrorize a faith community, and it failed to break their resolve. When the judge returned to the principles, denunciation, deterrence, protection, digital trails, purchased ammunition, routes selected, timelines rehearsed, each data point turned ideology into an operational plan and the plan into a permanent judgment.